Guys, what's up? I'm Matt with 86, and this is Patriot Supersonic Rage 2 USB 3.1 Gen 1 USB drive. That's a mouthful, and this is like my fourth take at it, so anyways, guys, talking a little bit about what this drive is. It's more than just your average every user's USB drive. It's the USB 3.1 one that's capable of doing things such as gaming off of it, something I did a little bit of in this video to show you. I didn't use any extreme games. I just did Ori and the Blind Forest. If you've never heard of that game, check it out. It's getting a little bit old now. I think it was a 2015 release by Moon Studios. It is pretty cool game for a platformer. If you're not into platformers, don't bother with it, but it's pretty neat. I like it a lot. Anyways, what is the point in having a nice drive like this, and what is the cost of having a drive like this? We all probably heard when Kingston released the HyperX Savage. That was one that was about a $100 price point for a USB drive that was 3.1 just like this, except this comes in at half the price with the same amount of space and somewhat of a little bit blown away specifications, because what they advertise, you get a little bit more of, and that's something that's cool. That doesn't go to say 100% that it doesn't lag behind in some areas. The random read writes could have been a little bit better, but the sequential read writes were a lot better than what I anticipated. So if you're looking for a 3.1 USB drive that you can do things like store some of your Steam library on to take with you, this might be for you. One of the big applications I would think of for gamers especially is if you wanted to do that, put some games on this little thing and take it with you. You probably have a laptop that has 3.1 compatibility. Otherwise, you're going to be using that 5 gigabit speed instead of 10 gigabits. So make sure that you take with a grain of salt a lot of what I say. That seems to be my new favorite thing to say, but we're going to move on, make a few notes about it, and see what we think. Patriot's Supersonic Rage 2 is a 3.1 Gen 1 USB Type A drive. Now, that's something that needs to be noted. It's 3.1, so if you try to use this in 3.0, you're going to be subbing to that 5 gigabit speed. The first thing I did, though, was run it through Crystal Disk, and Crystal Disk showed me if they were lying or telling the truth or exceeded or under-exceeded expectations. They advertised it at 400 read, 200 write, and I was a little bit blown away. Usually we see numbers rounded up, so I was expecting 380 and maybe 120 to 180. Instead, I got 402, just over what they said for read, and 372 for write, sequential read write. Where it struggles a little bit is on the random read write. We kind of got some lacking results there, but that's okay because it is a USB drive and I'm fine with that, especially for the price of $50. When we compare it to the OCZ Tryon 2.5 SSD, which advertises at 550 and 520, you can kind of see what I mean. Manufacturers will round up to the theoretical number that it should be able to do, and in that case it fell short. But here we see 400 and 372, and that's pretty exciting. Now, a lot of people want to do things like do media, large media files, 4K, big transfers. It will transfer fast, and I love that. Crystal Disk ran through those tests very quickly. What I did was I went into disk management. I changed it to an NTFS format, and that way I was able to just sort of, I prefer that personally. I was able to go and put a root directory and download some Steam games on there because I wanted to be able to try out some Steam games on it. I didn't do anything super intensive. What we're looking at here is Ori and the Blind Forest. If you haven't tried it, try it. It's a fun game if you're into platformers. I downloaded that. I went into the drive itself. I launched Ori just to see how we would do here with performance, load times, things like that. It booted up quick. It started right away. We go into Microsoft Sun Studios, whatever their little off-brand, independent company was, and we were able to kind of launch into the game and play. Now I'll do some time lapse on it because one of the tests I did was how much play time to how hot the USB gets, because that's important. You don't want to be melting a USB drive or just burning it out really quick. One of the things that surprised me was on the back of the USB drive after a little bit of gameplay, and don't make fun of me here. I haven't played this game in a while. I pretty much killed myself right off the bat a bunch. I was able to go in and just kind of see how hot it was, and by go in I mean reach around to the 3.1 input and check the drive itself with my fingers. It was just over room temperature, and it far exceeded what I thought would be, because I thought it was going to be a lot hotter than it was, has been my experience in the past with 3.0, trying to game off 3.0 drives and just transferring big files. My Silicon Power one that I use to transfer big files gets really hot just when I put files on it. This stayed super cool, like ridiculously super cool, and I was excited about that because I didn't expect it whatsoever. It is great for gaming, it is great for transferring big files, it's great for watching ultra high definition off of, and I would absolutely recommend it. Anyways, guys, this is a video I've been wanting to do for a little while now, and I just haven't had the opportunity to really get around to it. I'm glad I did because I wanted to do this one for me, so you might not be interested in it or be looking at something like this, but thanks for watching if you did. And if it is something you're interested in, I hope you found a little bit of help out of this little segment, this little video I did. You guys have a great day, night, whatever it is. I'll see you in the next video that I do.